Okay, the magic machine tells me that I'm live. I think that I'm all good. I haven't tweeted out the link. So, I'm gonna look, it's Woo, and I'll let you know what's up, and I'll provide
And I'll let you know.
no. Sorry, mute that so we don't get the insane feedback. Give me a second to. Oh wait, hold on. Before I do that, I started the stream before I tweeted out the link. So this is a little bit of the audio verite. I'm just going to just give me a second here. I'm just gonna grab these hashtag Renos. Hold on, Bob. Then I hit share. Twitter. Bear with me. Paste back in said hashtags. Hit tweet. And I believe that things are all ready to go. Okay. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted, CW. Okay, sorry. I'm back. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Jonaside. Yes, Jonaside indeed grabs the gold on the YouTube live chat participation, followed by Tim Fry grabbing that silver. Prag Magic grabbing that bronze. Can everybody hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay? Da 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 da. Juicy J, can you hear me? Yes. All right. God, Goddess, Black Lady Jesus as my witness. My true testimony is this. This morning, or it's a Sunday, approximately this morning, you know what I mean? Sometime before noon, I go down to the laundry room to do or prepare to do this week's laundry. Or, this week's. I don't do laundry every week. I let the pile accumulate. I basically, look, when we run out of underwear and socks, when it's an emergency, that's when we do laundry. I go to do laundry today. Today was laundry day. And so I go down to the laundry room, and I think it's probably been about, I'd say, at least a week, if more than a week, more than 5 to 6 calendar days since I've last been down into the laundry room that I share with no common tenant. The only person with access to the laundry room is me. I go downstairs to the laundry room, and this happens, so I'll do laundry often. I'll do laundry, and sometimes, the laundry gets done, it's in the dryer, but I don't have time necessarily I don't want to necessarily do or fold the whole fucking, load of laundry. So I will harvest as needed. Run downstairs, grab a pair of underwear, a pair of socks, t-shirt. Here we go. Maybe do that 2 or 3 times in a row before I break down or before it's a Saturday and I can, sit down and watch a couple of episodes of Robotech as I buckle down and fold the laundry. I keep on looking towards the camera, which is to my left, rather than looking forward, which is where the mic probably is. So I go downstairs. So it's not uncommon for me to go downstairs and see that some articles of clothing, because, for example, I'll go downstairs. Oh, wait, I promised to. Hold on, let me do this. I told someone I'd send them this link. Bear with me 2 seconds. It's not uncommon for me to go downstairs and find because I'll say I'll need underwear, socks, grab the first couple of things that are already in the dryer. It's a t-shirt, it's the jeans. I'll fold those, throw them on top of the washing machine, on top of the dryer. We'll go through all possible explanations. And I'll let the testimony be what it is. I'm not here to gild the lily. People know that I'm not going to, make more of it what it is. It's just everyone has ghost stories. And if you're honest about it, you let the story be what it is. You don't make more of it. You don't jump to conclusions. You just let it be what it is. So I'll let it be what it is. No one needs to speculate at this point. I haven't even told the story. Horse lover fat. All you need to do is say hi to other people in the live chat and hold your horses. No pun intended. Hold on. I go downstairs, and upon the washing machine, I see folded 2 t-shirts right next to each other. And they're folded, and I look because it's very curious. They seem to have the same design, and I recognize this design, this Malta 2000. But what's curious about it is that I don't, for the life of me, remember because this t-shirt, Malta 2000, its origin, its year of origin, speaks for itself. I remember, as the day is long, having this shirt singular, since approximately the year 2000 or thereabouts. Some aunt, invariably, or my mother or father, came back from Malta, or some surrounding isle, or a cruise that came near there, and probably procured. And I had a brother. I have a brother, so there's explanations for why there might have been two shirts like this. But in the duration that I've had this shirt singular, and it's been a long time, there's explanations for why there's 2 shirts in my family, or why I could have come into possession of 2 shirts. But I've been in this living situation that I've been in for over 2 years, I think. And I don't remember 2 shirts. And I certainly don't remember full, because I was shocked this morning when I went downstairs and saw that there were 2 of these shirts. I was shocked. Because for the life of me, I don't recall ever seeing these 2 shirts. I don't recall ever seeing my brother in an identical shirt. Though I concede that there could have been 2 shirts gifted at the same time. That's not an unusual set of circumstances. Right? For people to come back and give me and my brother the same shirt design, the same shirt design in 2 different colors. You know what I mean? I don't blame them. You know what I mean? You're passing through the, the duty-free shop. You're picking up. First of all, half the time they would bring us back these garish travel T-shirts, and we'd be like, "Why are you giving us this shit?" Meanwhile, I still wear this crap. People see this stuff, but people have seen me in this shirt for a bajillion years on this channel, probably since it started. I don't recall during that time having 2 copies of this shirt. I never recall having 2 copies of this shirt, and I never recall having seen 2 copies of this shirt at my mom's place, anywhere. Like I said, I never recalled me and my brother accidentally coming up or showing up at a place with 2 copies of the shirt, but that doesn't mean it never happened. It just means I don't recall it ever happening. And it just means that this morning when I saw that there were 2 of this shirt, I thought to myself, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I especially thought that because the t-shirts were folded. I took a photo of them. I got them and I unfolded them. And then I folded them back to like recreate the scene, like as they were, to like recreate the scene because I was like they were like this when I came down there. So I would have had to have folded them. Like I said, there's no one else has access to the downstairs that would have folded them or would have put them there. It's the zaniest thing. It's really the zaniest thing. From out of nowhere, where once there was one of these shirts in my life, now there's 2. Okay. From where once there was one of these t-shirts, now there's 2. Okay. Now, they're not exact clones of each other. One of them has a tag. Okay. Pro Team Athletic XXL. It says here Pro Team Athletic XXL. I never recall seeing this. And one of them has no tag. The one with no tag, I recognize. This one I recognize. I recognize no tag, and no tag makes sense. No tag makes sense to me. Because if we're talking Mandela effect, and I'm not going to go through the whole what's a Mandela effect, I can tell you this. This is a familiar, what constitutes a familiar t-shirt? This says Malta 2000. I am a typical dude, right? It's currently 2022. I've had this fucking t-shirt since the year 2000. I've had this t-shirt 22 mother effing years. It's a private laundry room. It is a private laundry room. And besides, what is the other explanation? That my neighbors came in? That the other person would have access is the other entrance would be my landlord. So is my landlord coming in and saying, I know what I'm going to do? I'm going to gaslight poor Benjamin, who I normally get along with. I'm gonna sneak in, and that Malta 2000 t-shirt, I'm gonna go find an exact replica online, and I'm gonna come into his joint, and I'm gonna fold it up, and I'm gonna put it there. For the life of me, and it was folded up. So I would have had to. Presumably I would have been the one to fold it. Now people know that I talk about certain things, and I talk about things like. Things like, it is what it is. Now, look, like I said, it's a touristy t-shirt, and people, when they came, they would give touristy t-shirts. But now here's the thing. This tag that I don't remember for the life of me says XXL. Now, people know that I've lost weight recently. They've been nice to me about it. And thank you. But whatever. But at the time that I would have gotten this t-shirt, at the time that someone would have given me a t-shirt, no one in 2000, I was 25 years old. No one would have given 25-year-old me. They might have given me an extra large. They wouldn't have given me an extra large. There's just no fucking way. And I would have recognized this. Do you know what I mean? And I have no memory of this. And I certainly have no memory of folding up 2 Malta 2000 t-shirts, because if I had this extremely shocked, bizarro reaction this morning, I took 2 photos of these t-shirts and immediately called. Now, check this out. I called my ex-wife, okay? And I said, excuse me, do you remember this famous blue raincoat, this Malta 2000 t-shirt? She goes, oh, because she's my ex-wife, and she was, she's, so she's my wife also of blah, 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 over a decade. And she's known me for a bajillion years before that, you know? So she knows these t-shirts. She washed these t-shirts. She took care of these t-shirts. She knows all these t-shirts and catalogs. She still remembers these t-shirts in her mind. And I said, were there 2 of these Malta 2000 t-shirts? And she said no. And I told her this whole thing that I just told you. And she said, that's effing weird. And I said, yeah. Now, here's the thing that I said, did CERN clone my t-shirt? Now, of course, they turned CERN back on. So all the conspiracy theory people are like, CERN, 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 CERN. Oh, it's the Georgia Guidestones. And then it's Shinzo Abe. And it's, Boris Johnson leaving. And it's all tied to CERN. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that, hey, blah. Again, they always tie the Mandela effects to CERN because if you're in conspiracy theory land, you tie everything to everything. So I'm just saying, hey, when in Rome. But I'm conceding when in Rome, and I'm conceding that I'm not trying to make my ghost story and my Mandela effect anything more than what it is. But I am saying it's weird. I am saying it's my Mandela effect story. I'm saying that there was 1 t-shirt and now there's 2 effing t-shirts. And for the life of me, I have no memory of ever saying any other t-shirt like this in this household, in any other household that I've been in, on my brother or my brother's person, and my mom's house and anyone else's house. Now, the crazy thing is this, is that I know there's like Malta, there's the Knights of Malta, right? Like what's up with them? So look, it is what it is. I'm not trying to make it out to be more than it is, but I'm just trying to tell you, look. And what's so crazy is that one of them I recognize. I recognize the one without a tag. And one of them I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is this and where did it come from? But now I will tell you this. I concede also, there are logical explanations. Here's Tim Fry. It says Mandela effect does prove white people really have a hard time absorbing news about Black or Jewish peoples. Look, hey, I concede when in Rome. I concede that there are possible logical explanations for this. People, my aunts, my mother or father, when they would go on cruises to the Bahamas, to wherever, to Malta, when other people would go and would have reason, whether we believe that they should or they believe that they should, to gift my family or think that they should include me and my brother in gifting or regifting. Oftentimes, because me and my brother, whatever, siblings of the same gender, would get the same object or the same thing. Also because my father had real issues with, boundaries and separation. You'd often find him coming out of like gift shops and stuff with like 3 of the same shirt, and realizing that, he thinks that me, him, and my brother are going to go traipsing through, the Emerald Isles, the 3 fucking amigos are saying, I don't know what this guy is thinking, but we're not, doing this, sir. But whatever. So there are logical explanations for how, but hey, there are, but, I got to tell you, what am I telling you? I'm telling you that there are times when I get up here and I say, hey, look at this synchronicity. Look at this synchronicity. If I was David Wilcock, if I was Ivan Teller, if I was one of these new age people, I would be calling it a win, and my audience would be, declaring me the reincarnation of George Adamski. And I'm saying, but of course, I still have to concede that it's, just shapes in the clouds. But this ain't one of those times. This is one of those times where I'm saying and conceding. I'm not going to lose my mind about this. I'm not calling up the amazing Randy and, throwing my hat in the ring for the $1 million prize. I'm not going to dedicate my last bottom dollar to get to the bottom of this because there are so many possible logical explanations for it. But at the same time, the logical explanations would have to account for over 22 years of not seeing, or even just a whole fucking year. Because the last time this shirt would have had an opportunity, a duplicate shirt would have had an opportunity, the last time legitimately a duplicate shirt would have had the opportunity to mix itself into my wardrobe would have been like prior to me moving into this apartment, which was like way over 2 or like 3 years. This is just nuts. It staggers the imagination. And what's also crazy is that when I went downstairs, it was folded. Ladies and gentlemen, it was folded. Who folded it? Presumably I folded it. But when I folded it, how the fuck did I not see that I was folding 2 of the same fucking shirts? Now, granted, maybe I was in a rush, but even still, how did 2 of the same shirt get into the fucking laundry, into the dryer? And how did it get from the washing machine into the dryer without me noticing it? And how did I wear it fucking twice and get it into the same pile? And how did it, it must have been in the rotation for how many times going through that whole fucking cycle of life? Never being in the same fucking mix. Never, I guess it's possible though, right? It's possible. Just because it staggers the imagination and seems statistically right. Just because to our common sense, it seems unlikely or impossible, doesn't mean it's not what happened. But at the end, if we want to play it straight, what does playing it straight mean? Playing it straight means you play it straight down the middle. And playing it straight down the middle means I don't favor skepticism, right? I don't load the dice towards it's just nothing, it's just t-shirts, right? And playing it straight is not, it has to be fucking something crazy. And I'm certainly not saying if it's saying bizarre, it's not saying if it's saying bizarre, it's certain. But all I know is this, is that every time we mess around with the mystical mumbo jumbo, things seem to start going crazy. And we've definitely been messing with the mystical mumbo jumbo. We definitely have been. And we've definitely been working on getting up our energies about it too. We went wild on Patreon. We got our mojo rising on Patreon last night. We certainly did. And the night before that, we were going way into it, talking about how when I did the remote viewing, when we did the remote viewing experiments with trying to look at the Georgia Guidestones, how we might have inadvertently looked at some stuff doing with Shinzo Abe. Now, I'm not saying we actually did it. I'm just saying that if we're running psychic experiments and we're just LARPing it, we're LARPing it. And what does it mean to LARP it at remote viewing? It means we're closing our eyes and we're imagining shit and telling you what we imagine and see. And then we're telling you what we imagine and see. And then we're looking at the news broadcasts and saying, oh, does that line up or does that line up? And it means we're playing it straight, which means we're not going around then saying, and it lines up. So we're superheroes of the millennium who can see the future. We're just saying, oh, that's freaky deaky, or it's freaky deaky because, but remember, we're seeing patterns. But it's also remembering that the chaos magicians in the late 1970s and early 80s had a great teaching. One of the great teachings was always remember, you're entering a mental health hazard zone. When you start playing with the idea that your thoughts manipulate reality, that esotericism and magic and thoughts influence reality, be careful, because you're entering a form of self-hypnosis that could start playing with your mind. And it might, who knows, weird shit might happen, like 2 fucking t-shirts. Now, here's the other thing. We had a conversation, and we've been having conversations about the nature of online trolling and the nature of LARPing and the nature of tweaking people's noses and Discordianism and playing with the truth and what the consequences of playing with the truth are. Now I come to you with this true testimonial, and I say, God is my witness. God is my witness. Goddess is my witness. Black Lady Jesus is my witness, though I've proclaimed my atheism and people know that it's the case. I'd stick by my story. This is the truth. I did not procure 2 of these t-shirts, and I have not lied about my honest to God shock at discovering these 2 t-shirts this morning. I recognize only one of these t-shirts, and I do not remember ever having 2 of these t-shirts in my possession. And to the best of my knowledge, if what I glean from the reportage of various new age weirdos online is correct, the last time I was downstairs in the laundry room was prior to CERN being reactivated. So if anything weird did happen with this t-shirt, it happened like Schrodinger's cat. It happened when, after I last saw the t-shirt, when it was just there, but after they turned CERN on, I guess. No, who fucking knows? But I swear to God, I'm not fucking bullshitting you. I do not recall there being 2 t-shirts. So I'll keep it going for as long as you guys have something to say about it. And if there's nothing doing in the live chat, that'll be the video. Because there's no reason to turn what, may be an attractive video at a half hour into 45 minutes of silence or just me, bullshitting. I'm not going to just keep on repeating the story for new people coming into the live chat. So I'm actually going to do the tarot cards for the video, and then we're going to do that. And because honestly, we're better off knowing what the tarot card for the stream is. Honestly, and I'll start another stream if we want to. I'll start another stream on the regular CW Chanter channel, and we'll let this be what it is. Because I'd rather preserve this as a brief video that people might actually see. Because I swear to God, it is what it is. It's the craziest shit I've ever fucking seen in my life. And my ex-wife fucking says it too. From the Tinseltown Tarot. That's what it's called, right? I'm not looking fucking it up. Okay, Tinseltown Tarot. The Hanged Man. I'm resolved to my fate. My testimony is true. I don't know if I call it the Mandela effect if you want to. I use these terms because these are the terms that people understand, and I think these are the terms that make sense. I mentioned CERN because that's the thing that people talk about. I don't know what causes these things or what doesn't cause them. And like I said, I concede all the logical and rational things, and I try to put them forward to give the true testimony for what it's worth. And like I said, I'm not going to be producing my photographs or trying to go crazy or anything, because it is what it is, and there's common explanations for all these things. The Hanged Man, I resolved myself to my fate with a smile on my face. People could have doubts about this story and my integrity in telling it. People could think, it's not that big a deal, and not be moved. And I need to not be moved and just say, well, it is what it is. I need to resist the temptation to make more of it than what it is. And I need to resist the temptation to make less of it, to just pass it off and to just say that there's nothing out there. I've had weird experiences. People have weird experiences, anomalous experiences. What are they the result of? Just my brain? What isn't the result of just my brain? Do you know what I mean? The hanged man. I have no ability to discern whether or not I am just the brain, the proverbial brain in the jar. A female brain in the jar, hanging there in some madman's laboratory. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. If I find myself suspended in GAFA, if I find myself suspended in GAFA in some mad scientist, virtual reality, suspended animation, simulated sex lab, this is it. What's next? Once there was two t-shirts and once there was one t-shirt and now there is two. I've put my testimony forward on the record as best as I can. I'll not try to make more of it. I'll not try to make less of it. I'll try to let it be what it is. I love you. I love you. I love you. If nobody told you they loved you today, somebody just did. That somebody is CW Chanter. Make of that what you will, because you will. Okay? I'll go over to the main channel and I'll start, another stream so people can respond and talk if they want to talk. Okay, but no reason to turn this into a 4-hour stream and ruin what might be a normal little stream, which I think is better for it. Love you. Mandela effect. What is this? I swear to God, there was one t-shirt and now there's two. One of which I recognize, and one of them comes from an alternative universe where it's an XSL. No one would be given little 25-year-old me. I was a skinny guy. No one would have given me an XXL. Never. And the other guy, the younger brother, was younger. He was smaller than me. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.